Okay, so it seems that recently there's been even more to this kind of situation with the whole Fefe thing. Now, if you guys don't know, obviously we talked about, Pipkin Pippa and her defending her and all of this kind of stuff, which again is all great to see and, all of that kind of stuff. Again, I don't think, anybody should be hated for doing this kind of content. That's what I've always said, right? You can, not personally enjoy it or whatever, not want to interact with it, that's totally okay. But I think if somebody also wants to do it, I think they're free to, right? It's well, if you're in America, it's a free country, right? So you can do whatever you want. But essentially, yeah, there was this post that came out with a kind of award thing, like a plaque, almost like a golden play button, like the ones you get on YouTube, right? But for Fansly creators, and this obviously caused up a stir. This was the thing that kind of started everything originally. And yeah, obviously a lot of people were very angry over it because they didn't like the fact that someone was making money from this kind of content and, succeeding from it, right? And again, I think as well, it kind of continued onwards to this one post, which has been blowing up even more so than the original one, saying, what the blank, what the fuck, the bullet holes, are y'all okay? And obviously, yeah, it says, I also got the win award, bottom 99.99% creator, free VTuber asset release in support of creators. Now, yeah, as you can see there, it is the award, but essentially what they have done is, they're being shot at and they're using it as a shield. Which, yeah, you can see there, bottom 99% creator. And yeah. That's got music in the background, but again, you can see what it's they're just being shot at, which again, I don't know. It's very interesting, right? I think it's one of those things where maybe they're saying like bottom 99% creator, and then as soon as they get to top percent creator, they're getting a lot of hate, which I guess is kind of true. But like I don't know, it's a very interesting way to go about it, right? And obviously, people said 0.01% of the pain that YouTubers go through. By the way, saying, "See, this is why I love you, Kevin. Only you do stuff like this. I'm favorably based." Saying bottom 99.99%. My chat would have a field day for that, considering they think I'm a bot. That's crazy. Said those guys are so good at accuracy, they could hit the same spot. So for a moment I thought it was Marin. So yeah, I only do audio content and not overly active on Fansly, but everyone's talking like it being a high earner means you're making millions, when in reality it's probably a few grand at most. So yeah, again, I think it is just a metaphor for them taking shots, right? Obviously, we've known that people like Fefe and stuff that have this top thing have had a lot of hate and fire gone their way. Now, of course, these are actual physical shots. Well, I say physical shots, it's obviously, fake. It's obviously a fake animation thing, right? But you get what I mean, right? This is a shot from a gun, whereas obviously we're talking about like a shot from, people on Twitter, right? And again, these people are saying, what, the bullet holes, are you okay? Some people say I can't even stand to look at my first model anymore because it was rigged by him back in 2021. So my question is, what is that thing made out of? How am I supposed to do my hitman job as this motherfucker has an award that can deflect bullets? As unfortunately, the award was presented to her in Chicago. So calling a woman blanks, but he's the guy who makes an ahve toggle for every model he rigs. Saying, why are you expecting better from the dude who made the blank salute asset? Which again, I don't know. I've never seen that, right? Well, I don't know. So probably from the incident with Fefe posting her award and a bunch of Christian VTubers attacking her and calling her a blank and such. Ugh, why can't people make just mind their own business? Let's resort to calling people names and slurs. Which again, I feel like it's very, very mixed, right? Some people, I like this comment section is so mixed because some people are being like, I think it's referring to her being under fire and whatever. And then obviously they're like, oh yeah, no, I hate it when that happens, but also screw this guy. It's like, what? Hold up, what's going on here? So he's transphobic, so this is on brand for him. I don't know how being transphobic kind of applies to this at all. There's nothing about trans people in this. Okay. Dang, it's not real. Award, it's a trophy of shame. They're not really. Saying, not gonna lie, he rigged never fails to make me uncomfortable. There's always something about it. Saying, why is she being shot at for winning an award? that is this reference to. And again, I don't know. I think, personally, I think it is supposed to be, just kind of a representation of the fact whenever you do become one of these top creators for one of these sites, you're going to get a lot of heat coming your way from people who are angry about that kind of stuff. Again, if you're saying, I'm in the midst of artists yelling at VTubers that were subject to their whims and desires, the exact same artists are yelling at Kevin again for using his free will to do something funny because it pokes fun at her VTuber drama. Hilarious asset, adding it to my folder now. And we love Kevin in this house. And yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it's necessarily that bad, right? Of course, some people are going to take it to the extreme, but he is just poking fun at this recent VTubing drama, right? Saying, I'm so tired of people pretending this man is a God's gift to rigging when all his rigs come faulty, even for big clients. He was saying this is pretty funny. I said, okay, random tangent, but why does Twitch ever do anything like this? Fans in YouTube both give out plaques, which, I don't know, maybe, I don't know why. So this is such a nothing problem. He's taking the piss out of the people who hate sex workers, who literally rigs for melody. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people were trying to say like this is him going against YouTubers and things like that, which again, I just don't think is the case because, as I said, he's worked with people like that before. And again, if anything, he's just making fun of the drama. So I think a lot of people like this have kind of misunderstood, this kind of stuff. A lot of people have kind of misunderstood, what he means by this and like saying like he's against this or whatever. So again, I don't know. I think it's weird that people have gotten so angry about it. Of course, it is only a metaphorical thing. He's not, telling anybody to go and actually do this, right? But they're saying, oh, I see Cupid opted for the modern option as opposed to arrows. This is hilarious. Kevin collecting every banger award in existence. So again, there's been a lot of people that have also been enjoying this one, but it did cause a little bit of controversy, especially with that original post of people saying, what the hell, bullet holes, are y'all okay? Again, I don't think there's been any quotes to this. Yeah, people saying, I'm so ashamed to ever worked with him. Mind you, this is the guy that made a blank whistle asset, toting a hot dog asset. I mean, throwing a hot dog, fair enough. And other charged rigs. I've said it before, it's the worst gooders that hate. No, like, I think people are kind of missing the point. I think he's making fun of it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm completely missing the point myself. But I feel like these people are missing the point. He's making fun of the drama of people getting angry at these people for an award. I think that's essentially what's going on. But I don't know. I don't know. I think this is a cutoff point for folks. They're saying when a guy who makes ahve toggles who didn't ask for makes jokes about blanking OF girls, what the problem is. Their problem is having to witness real life women have control over how they're sexualized, which again, I don't think it is one of these things where maybe I've missed the point here, but everybody here seems to think that he's like totally against YouTubers and all of this kind of stuff, but he hasn't exactly said that. And I don't know, I think it's a little bit odd to kind of just assume that because he's just poking fun at the hate that's going towards them, right? But of course maybe people just can't understand the jokes or whatever. I'm not sure. But hey, that's essentially all there is for this. That's all there's gonna be. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you have to say, in whether you think that this is, poking fun at the drama, or if he genuinely just does dislike, fancily, YouTubers, whatever. Because again, I just don't think that's the case. I feel like it's the first thing. But again, maybe you have a different opinion on that. But yeah, that's all I got. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, as I said, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.